Hello beautiful people, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Oluchiimoh, and on this channel I share cake business tips. But in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to decorate this beautiful colorful Roblox cake. Now if this is something you're interested in, you definitely want to keep on watching. So I'm going to be doing more of a back to basics kind of cake decorating video here. I have a 5-layered 8 inches cake, so it's a tall cake, and I just layered the cakes according to the way my client stated. So I have my red velvet, vanilla, chocolate, cookies and cream, and red velvet again. And I have this Roblox character that I made out of sugar. I also have this Roblox or Lego blocks that I made, I beg your pardon, out of fondant as well. Okay, I have a video on this and my other Roblox cake. I'm going to link it somewhere in the video so you can check it out. I have this paper print Roblox face, and I also have, like I mentioned, these Lego blocks. So without further ado, let's get right into the video or into the cake decorating. So I'm going to start by trimming my cakes. For those of you that haven't seen my trimming video, I know that you should watch that video, okay? So but like I said, this is a back to basics kind of video, so I'm going to be covering more details, and that includes how I trim my cakes. I keep my knife flat on the body of my cake and go around in a zigzag motion. So I'm going up and down, taking my time to trim off the excess so that I have a leveled cake and it is flush from top to bottom. So after trimming the first round, I would flip my cake and then trim a second time. Okay, I'm trimming a second round, which is what is happening here right now. I flipped my cake and I am trimming so that I would have it all flush. Now these are my dowel rods that I'll be inserting into my cake. I usually dowel my cakes whenever I have to make cakes. I usually would always dowel them, especially if they're going fast. So for this, I did an extra kind of doweling. I didn't want to use just 4 or 5. I think I ended up using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, if I'm not mistaken, because it was going far away. So I had to give it some extra support just so that nothing happens in transit. So the next stage is the crumb coating, all right? If you're new to baking, this is what you call the crumb coating, and it is just a part of cake decorating you do, or the initial stage of cake decorating that is done so that you can lock your crumbs in, and also so that you can have a base for your buttercream to stick to, all right? So you want to go on to spread your buttercream around your cake. Now if you're interested in learning this recipe, I have it available for sale. Please send a mail to ibakecakesig@gmail.com and I'll be available to attend to your request. Now when I'm done with that, I would go in with my bench scraper so that I can smoothen it all up. Please note that this is the way that I do my own cake decorating. You're free to use whatever works for you, but for this video, this is how I go about my cake decorating, or whenever I want to decorate my cakes. So when I'm done crumb coating, the next stage of decorating is to go in with my buttercream. So I basically just tinted the buttercream you saw before now that I was using for the crumb coating. I decorated the same batch of buttercream and I am using it to pipe around my cakes. When I pipe consistently so that I don't have breaks in between and I don't leave lines in between the pipings as well, okay? So when I'm done, I'll go in with my palette knife, try to smoothen it. And then the next thing I'll do would be to use my bench scraper to smoothen my buttercream. It almost always doesn't come out smooth the first time, right? So you have to go in to fill in the spots, the spaces that you can see, the places that are not leveled, where you can see air bubbles and all of that. So go in with your palette knife and apply some extra buttercream. Then you go in again with your bench scraper and try to achieve a smooth finish. Now it is time for me to start my detailing, and I have my fondant right here. This fondant is a good one. This is a fondant that is like 2 or 3 days old, and it is still okay, still pliable. It's not rocky hard. And a couple of you have bought this fondant recipe actually. Thank you so much. If you're looking to get it as well, please send me a message to ibakecake@gmail.com and we'll take it up from there. Okay, so look at it. Once you need it, it's back to life, it's back to its pliable state, and you can work with it. Now the next thing you want to do is to apply some shortening on your work table. I like to do this so that my fondant doesn't get stuck to my table and it's easy for me to roll. So I'm just going to roll till I get to the desired level of thickness that I want before placing my paper print on it. And once I'm done with that, I'll apply some water just to dampen the surface to enable my print stick. So this is me placing the print on my fondant, after which I will cut it out using my craft knife. When I'm done with that, I'll take off the excess fondant and I'll go in with my shovel tool. I've explained what the shovel tool is for. If you've not watched that video, please, you want to watch it. So I just use it to go under the fondant so that I don't pull it out of shape. That is why I'm using my shovel tool. So I'll just fine tune the edges. I'll just try to make everything look neat and fine, and then go ahead to apply some water behind it as well before placing it on my cake. Now this is what I'm doing right here, placing it on the cake. I'll just be careful about it. You know, this is a buttercream cake, so you want to be careful so that it doesn't smudge. Next up, I'll be going in to do some other detailing, and I'll just like you to watch while I explain a little later. So I want to achieve a brick effect, and I'm going with my brick embosser, and I will just emboss the design on my fondant. And with this, I don't actually want a pattern. What I had in mind was a jagged kind of brick wall, nothing structured, nothing straight, and that's why you can see I'm tearing apart my fondant, after which I'll go into seal emboss with the brick embosser. When I'm done with this, I'm going to place them gently on my cakes. Remember, we are working with a buttercream cake, so you want to be as careful as you can so that your cake doesn't smudge, all right? So when I'm done with that, I would then go on to the next phase. What I'm doing here is just to apply some water behind it before I place it to my buttercream cake so that it doesn't fall off, okay? The water would help it stick, and that is what I have just done. Now it is time to paint, and I have my yellow, brown, orange colors here, and I'm just going to dilute them with a bit of alcohol before I go right ahead to paint. Yes, I want to paint, and these are the colors that I'll be using. I'm going to go in color by color, starting with the yellow. So this is yellow, diluted. I don't want too much of it, and that's why I'm not using so much of a deep yellow color. When I'm done with that, I would go in with my orange. Going in with color orange, you can see that I dipped the brush in a bit of the alcohol just to thin it down. I have a lighter one I'm working with, so I'll just go on painting layer by layer. Once I'm done with that, I would go in with color brown just to give me the sweet shade that I'm looking for at the end of the day. If you want it darker, then you might want to start with your yellow and then going with brown, but just whatever works for you is fine. All right, just ensure that you have what you're looking for at the end of the day. Now we're done painting, and this is what it looks like at the end of everything. So I've also painted the one I have at the base, and there's another one at the back. So I painted all of them, and I love how they look. I love the wooden brick effect. So right now I'm going to go to placing my Lego blocks on the sides of the cake. I'm going to be placing them gently, just the way I want them to be. I really love the color blend, and I love the display of colors. I usually love color cakes for kids. Okay, so what I'm doing here is no different from what you can call my trademark. All right, so I'm going in, placing the Lego, the bricks one by one. At this point, I'm trying to put in the Roblox character that I made out of sugar, but I observed that the skewers I used were not all right, so I had to cut it out and then put another one that will enable me have it standing straight and it wouldn't poke through my cake. So what I just did right now is to block the holes that I made initially when I was trying to place the Roblox character, just so that my cake remains neat. So I'm going about with the other detailing, placing things where I want them to be, and once I'm done with that, I'll go ahead to write the inscription for the cake. Please, if you've watched the video up to this point, kindly like my video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Once you do, you want to turn on the notification bell as well, as I have other decorating videos coming up from time to time. All right, please, if you have any questions as well, you can drop them in the comments. If you would like to enroll for any of my recipe classes, buttercream, fondant, also send me a mail. Don't forget to do that, and I'll be right there to attend to you. Thank you so much for your support as we head on towards a 9K subscribers. You have all been so amazing, and I want to say God bless you. Please drop me a heart in the comments if you love this inscription. Personally, I do. I love the way I write, and I have a video on this as well. Most people don't know about it, but I have a video on inscriptions, how to write like this. It's a tutorial video, and it's just 10,000 naira. If you'd like to enroll, please send me a mail as well. So now we're done with the cake. I hope that you learned a thing or two, and I hope that you found this video valuable. Until I see you in the next video, stay happy, stay safe, and stay blessed.